I'm like, this is just such a bad idea. I already have regrets. Last night I put out a poll on Instagram. I said I was gonna eat the world's hottest chip and then answer your golf questions. So far we've got about 30 questions, which is actually fortunately less than I was expecting. So I'm gonna answer every single question before I'm allowed to eat or drink anything. Is there anything I'm missing here?
You have a will?
This is my girlfriend Izzy. Her coworkers bought me the chip, so shout out to them for getting this for me. And also, you for getting me this. That's so rude. Make me do something like this. Can I keep delaying any longer? Am I able to not do this for more time? Okay. You have the questions ready, right? Because you're gonna have to start answering very quickly. I'll get a close-up of this, actually. There's the, yeah. Jeez. Oh my God. This smells toxic. I'm so afraid. Jesus Christ. All right, Packy, 1 chip challenge. Here goes nothing, I guess. God, this thing is huge. It's just, there's like 2 chips here. I got a pretty good tolerance for spicy food, so I'm not incredibly scared. Okay, somebody count me down. Somebody count me down, please. 5. Oh, you're starting from 5?
10.
No, go from 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to sit here in agony.
3, 2, 1, go. All right, your first question is first move on the downswing and go.
So, typically in the downswing, what you're going to want to do is understand that the position at the top of the swing is really, the position at the top of the swing is a great impact position. It's just not rotated through yet, okay? So we get to the top here, and the way I like to get to the top, reach back with the left hand, add in the right hand, just make sure that you're connected and rotated. And then from here, all you have to do, keep this club in front of your chest and rotate down, okay? Now the first move I like to think, because a lot of people tend to struggle with their shoulders, right? So when you start this move down, when you start this move down through the downswing, to keep you from dropping this shoulder or throwing it over the top, the first move I like to make is squaring up. So square up right here, and then from this position, everything's caught up and you can pretty much just rotate through. Now the beauty of this is, the way your hips work in relation to your shoulders, if you feel being squared up here and then continue to rotate through, it's not going to necessarily mean that you are going to be squared up. It just means that you are going to
Next question?
No, it means that you're going to be collected. Yeah, so first move is going to be squaring up right here and then work your way through. It should look a little bit like this. Okay. Next question.
What's the best drill to work on at the driving range?
Best drill to work on at the driving range? Well, one thing I recommend everybody does is use alignment sticks. Because alignment sticks make sure that your setup is consistent. And if your setup is consistent, then you're going to have a lot easier time swinging around your spine angle, which will prevent you from, you know, because the golf swing is incredibly precise as it is. If your setup is consistent, it's going to allow you to make the same swing over and over again and not have to make micro adjustments every time because your setup changes. What's the next question?
Is there a specific reason you sometimes don't use your glove on full shots?
Oh, what a fitting question. I'm actually not wearing one. When I was a kid, my dad never bought me gloves because he didn't want me to be dependent on it. And as a result now, I mean, if I don't feel like I need a glove, I just won't use it for a couple reasons. One, it saves gloves. It's not near as expensive that way. And then two, I don't notice a difference, so I don't really see a point. During the winter months, I almost never use a glove. The only time oh God, my spit just went in my eye. Oh God. The only time I ever use a glove is if my hands are sweaty, and my hands never really get sweaty when I'm just playing during winter months.
All right, what's your favorite pro swing?
Adam Scott, next question.
How to prevent from thinning a ball?
If you're thinning a ball, chances are that your impact zone isn't shallow enough, right? So the way I like to explain it to people is, if you're going to land a plane, if you land a plane at this angle right here, you're just going to crash into the ground, right? Your margin of error if you're landing a plane at this angle is almost none, okay? If you land a plane, however, like this, where it's coming in shallow, you can make mistakes with your, with how twisted you are, where you are in relation to the ground. Same thing with a golf swing. If you're coming in super steep, your impact zone, you're at the correct swing bottom for the impact zone for a very short amount of time. So if you find yourself thinning a bunch of shots, a really good way to increase your consistency at the very least would be to do some things to shallow out. Two things can shallow you out. This elbow coming in relation to that left elbow right here, you can see that. It's a one-to-one gear effect. Will shallow out the club. Second is rotation, independent from your hands or hand and arm movement. So if I just hold this club right here and I rotate, you'll see it's going to fall. Okay, like that. That's a good way to shallow out the club. And yeah, it just if you shallow out the club, your margin of error will be a lot larger.
All right, biggest power / swing speed leak, in parentheses, doing XYZ to prevent, you see from the average player?
The biggest power leak is going to be any kind of glancing blow. So if the ball's right here and you come over the top like that, you see how short that went? That went nowhere. Okay. Now, if I make the same swing speed, but I come in and my face is square and I'm hitting the back of the ball, see how much farther that ball went? Now, if you have something similar where your path is way off in relation to where the ball is, if you have, like, let's say a -10 path, which would mean that I believe that would mean that you're coming over the top. I could be wrong about that. I'm extremely f***ed up right now. If you zero out your path and your face angle, you're going to hit it a lot farther. So basically just, hit the ball squarely with a neutral swing path and you'll hit the ball a lot farther.
What irons do you recommend for an 8 handicap?
If you're an 8 handicap, well, it depends on what you struggle with. If you're an 8 handicap because your short game sucks, but you're a great ball striker, you can play AP2s easy.
Okay.
Or I guess T100s now.
Who's your favorite golfer and why?
I like DJ a lot. I really like his temperament. I think he's a really admirable guy as far as how, he works hard, but he doesn't seem to take himself all too seriously. And I really like his golf swing too. I try to emulate a lot of things from his golf swing. As much of an athletic freak he is, I still try my best.
What or who made you get into golf?
My dad. My dad got me started real early. Before I could walk, actually, he would hold me up and have me hit golf shots.
How do you transfer what you do on the range to the course?
When I'm hitting balls in the range, I know I use alignment sticks and I tend to do things I can't do on the course, but when I'm hitting balls in the range, I go through a full routine just about every time. Every shot I hit, I'm stepping in, I'm looking at the target, getting lined up, look a couple times, and then make a golf swing that way. Now, one problem I see a lot of people have is they tend to just rapid fire hit golf shots when they're on the range. So they'll hit one and then immediately line up another one, hit another, and that's okay, I guess, if you have alignment sticks down, but that's not going to transfer to the course. When you're hitting balls on the course, you typically are you're taking minutes off between shots. You're hitting different clubs. So another thing I like to do is play holes when I'm on the course. So I'll hit a driver. I'll pretend I'm playing like a par 4 or something, like a 450-yard par 4. I guess I'll hit one. I'll hit a driver, and then based on if I hit a good drive, then I'll hit like a pitching wedge. Pretend I'm hitting to a target. So here be my drive. And then I'll switch clubs immediately. And the benefit this gives you is it simulates more of an on-course experience. Whereas if you are just hitting balls over and over again, that's not going to translate to the course. So as you practice try and simulate more of an on-course experience. Next question.
How has COVID changed your 2021 golf season?
Well, thankfully 2021 hasn't been changed a ton. I'm still trying to get sponsors together, which reminds me, if you guys are interested in sponsoring me, head over to bhg.golf. There's going to be a tab over there. I'm accepting sponsorships I'm accepting investments, I guess, would be what it would be called, for future events. So if you want to sponsor an event, you'd be sponsoring the tour vlog, so you'd be advertised as the lead sponsor for the tour vlog. And you could also negotiate a percentage of my winnings if you feel like that would be a better option for you. But yeah, advertisers, investors, all that's available. And if I get enough advertisers and investors, I'll be able to play a full season, which would be awesome. You guys get a ton more tour vlogs, and I get to play more.
Do you have to consistently shoot around 60s to make money as a pro?
It's certainly recommended. There was a guy that did a study on the Korn Ferry Tour about a year ago, and he said if you shot 70 every single round during a Korn Ferry season, if you had full status for a Korn Ferry season, if you shot 70 every single round you played, you would lose your card.
When did you first shoot under par?
When I was, I want to say I was 11 or 12, but I was playing from red tees, so it wasn't like I was super far out. Yeah, probably 11 or 12.
What is your thought process if you make a big number early in a tournament?
That's the best time to make a big number. If you're going to make a big number, make it early in the tournament. That's what I've always said. The worst thing you can do is make a big number late in the event. I mean, I've started numerous rounds with doubles and triples, and honestly, the best hole you can make a double or a triple on is the first hole, because then you have 17 holes to make it.
How much distance do you gain teeing a ball up with an iron on a par 3?
For this reason, I don't really tee up irons on par 3s too often, but I think you can confidently say, I mean, depending on how you strike the ball or whatever, like a 3 or 4% increase in distance.
What are tips on keeping your head still?
Okay, so most people drop their head in their swing, and what that does is it forces them to come back up out. Now, keeping your head still isn't the goal. Keeping your head level is the goal, okay? So as you rotate, we don't want your head to sway back like this. We don't want your head to sway back this way. We want your head to stay level. We want it to stay in the same place. Keeping your head still is not the goal, because as you can see, I mean, Dustin Johnson hits golf balls all the time where he's doing this, right? Or he's looking out before he even hits the golf ball. Now, that should tell you that keeping your head still shouldn't be the goal. It should be keeping your head level. And the way that I like to do that to prevent the most common error, which is dropping your head, is feeling the, I call it, I don't call it, it's the thought motion, the draw back a punch motion, where you pull back a punch, right? Open up the spine, open up the chest, everything lifts up. So as you expand and rotate, that head stays up, okay? And that should help with keeping the head stable.
What is the master move?
The master move? Head behind the ball, hands in front of the ball. That's the most money move there is, and that's what you see out of DJ quite a bit. Dustin Johnson, one of the best ball strikers in the world. At impact, his head is behind the ball, and he is extended like crazy through the ball to the point where his hands are this far in front of it. And the stability he gets from that is just phenomenal. So if you can get to where your head is behind the ball, but your hands are in front of the ball, there's really no limit to how good you can be.
What are your thoughts on keeping the club face square throughout the swing?
It's important for sure. I think the biggest issue and the way that we were all taught is to rotate the hands like this, right? And what this does is it flips the club face through impact just naturally. And we see this being taught all the time, where this is proper wrist hinge, right? I think personally, and I think I see Genghis teaching this, I see a lot of guys working on this, this is the best way to hinge the wrist, right here, where the club face stays square to the arc. And if you're able to do that, it's going to look closed at the top. See that from this angle? It looks closed at the top, but what it allows you to do is just rotate through and get that money move like we talked about, where hands are in front of the ball, head's behind it. I'm not going to hit. There's kids out there in uncovered golf carts. Next question.
What's the best way to gain driver distance?
Hit the ball in the center of the face, swing as hard as you can, and don't lose your balance.
What's your favorite short game drill?
I like one-handed chips. One-handed chips are great. What one-handed chips force you to do is allow the club to do the work. Now, if ideally in short game, this is impact, or this is setup, this is impact. So there's not much difference. In the golf swing, this is setup, this is impact. Jeez. And if you do a one-handed swing, not only is it going to help your tempo a lot, it's also going to allow you to slide under the ball a lot better, use the bounce, and make impact with the ball more like this instead of with forward shaft lean, which tends to get people in trouble.
What do you do or think during a tournament when you're having an off day of ball striking?
You got to figure out a different way to score. Is really the only way I can put it. If you can have a bad day of ball striking, you got to figure out a way to have a one-way miss. So when I'm hitting it bad, if I know that my miss is going to go right, I'm in way better shape. Yeah, so make sure you have a one-way miss and be prepared to short game your ass off.
Favorite short game drill?
Favorite short game drill? I like the towel drill a lot. I think that's probably the best short game drill. And basically the towel drill is you're hitting chip shots. You're not necessarily hitting to a target. You're not necessarily hitting to a hole. You're trying to get the ball to land on the towel. And what that's going to allow is, oh wow, that was really good. I think my senses have been destroyed. What that's going to give you the ability to do is select. Shut up. It's a hard drill, okay? What it's going to allow you to do is pick the spot that you're going to stop laughing at me. It's going to allow you to. My mouth is still throbbing, by the way. It's going to allow you to pick the spot that you're going to land on, and then if you're able to control your trajectory, then the shots that you're going to hit are going to work out the way you plan a lot more.
Would you rather make a living from playing professional golf or making golf content?
Both. I want to be able to do both. The goal that I have is that I can, like when I started this channel, that was my goal. I want to be able to play professional golf and fund it with this channel and find sponsors through this channel. And I know a lot of guys that have done that, that have gone, or not a lot of guys. I know one other guy. His name's Luke Kwan. Shout out Luke Kwan. It's the reason I started this channel. But the dream is I get to a point where I'm playing on a bigger tour and I can afford to hire a guy to do all the video stuff for me. Because as of right now, the reason that these tour vlogs are so bare bones is because I can't do it all on my own. I don't have the time for it. I work 12 hours a day on this channel and my golf game, and that accomplishes what you guys see in the tour vlogs. It's not super glitzy, it's not very glamorous, but the goal is to be able to make a living playing golf while producing golf content.
What's the best advice you've ever been given?
Best advice I've ever been given? It's only money. When I first turned pro, one of the guys that I looked up to, he's from Salina as well. His name's Steve Brown, very good player. He maybe jokingly said it, but I took it to heart. It's only money. When I talked about, if I just spent $1,000 on an entry fee, I'm pretty nervous about it. It's only money. It's about playing golf. It's about having fun. It's about trying to be the best player you can be, and the money just kind of comes and goes when it feels like it.
Last question.
Last question.
What was your best golf moment?
My best golf moment. In a weird way, probably losing nationals by a shot. It was a hard week, but I learned more about like that. No college tournament I played in prepared me more for being a professional than that week. I slept on the lead for 3 days straight at the biggest golf tournament of my life, and I learned a lot about what my tendencies are under those situations, what kinds of things I can expect in the future if I'm playing a professional event and I'm leading. What I can expect, how. And I learned exactly what not to do. I thought way too much about it while I was playing. I talked about it nonstop in between rounds, and I think I learned from that experience so much that that's probably the most pivotal, and it ended up being the best thing for my golf game. Well, we have ice cream and milk and bread here, but I'm not gonna need it. I don't think. I actually feel fine. I know that's probably kind of disappointing. I know, like it hurt like hell at
Do
the
you
beginning.
actually?
I feel fine. Yeah, no, I definitely feel lightheaded. And I'm scared for what's going to happen tomorrow.
You have to eat one.
I have to eat one?
Yeah.
Okay, well. The ice cream does look delicious. And again, I don't need it. I don't need the ice cream. Okay? I just want it. Oh, wow, there's the top on it and everything.
Other side.
Oh, wow. So this one's for all you guys back home. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Really helps me out. Really helps out the channel. Got tons of links in the description. The Yelbow, really good massage pistol, fits in the golf bag. It's awesome. Trunk Slammers Collective merch. It's my brand. I would like to make something of it, and I think it's pretty cool. If you're a golfer who keeps their clubs in their trunk, you're a trunk slammer. So go get one, rep yourself, rep the lifestyle. And Calendly.com/BenHattonGolf if you want to book a Zoom lesson. I feel like I've helped a lot of people out online. As you can see, I just helped 30 people while fighting the world's hottest chip. And if you want to see just how good I am with 30 minutes directly with you and no world's hottest chip, then that's something that we could do. And I'm excited to work with you guys. If you do decide to work with me, I just got ice cream in my pants. Let's call it. Thank you guys. Buy yourself a shirt, book yourself a lesson. I'll see you in the next one. Deuces.
If you had to shove a club up your which club would it be and why?
I think I know who asked this question. Was it Mike?